Yes, probably surprised to hear this, but listen a little bit of Hassan Piker. Um, he's a funny guy. He's also pretty intelligent. And, I need that Michael Brooks humor. I need that humor part of the left. It can't just be all just sharp, biting criticism. Hassan was talking about, like he's the nephew of Sajink off of Young Turks. He was talking about how he was showing a video. People were protesting the quarantines back in, I think it was April, and they were talking about fire Fauci. And I thought about how crazy that was to do that. Why would you want to fire the head of the CDC for telling you about a pandemic? Fauci has no power to shut down the country. That was the government. Fauci can only advise. Fauci's like the FBI back in the 30s. They had no HRT. They had no SWAT teams. They would just investigate stuff that the Attorney General wanted them to investigate, bring forward cases to them, and then he would do what he's going to do with it. You can't be mad at the FBI for finding information unless you're acting in bad faith, which is where I'm going with this. Republicans hate science. Coronavirus really exposed that. And if you are a person that hates science, you hate logic, you hate reason, you were never going to take the pandemic seriously from the very beginning, and you're looking for an enemy because you think everybody's out to get Trump. You think everybody's out to stop Trump, and you're angry instead of being angry at the fact that the government didn't prepare for this, that the people who are behind the system didn't make this a value that, hey, we should get ready if something happens. We prepare in case we do spontaneously combust one day. Spontaneously combust. But no, you want to take the short term, then you want to be mad at Dr. Fauci. And I thought about how this is what conservatives do. You want to take out Fauci because you want to weaken government. And that's what conservatives do. They want to weaken government, and they want to say government doesn't work. And not saying they were always like that, but in my life, in my time, I've seen that. Like Denzel put it, they, like the truckers with computers and stuff, Qualcomms, they're looking for it not to work. If it works, they don't say nothing. If it doesn't work, they're, these goddamn computers, because you're looking for things for it not to work. You're not looking for like, oh, yo, it's got a GPS in here where I can like route to the spot. Yo, I can, you know what I mean? They're not looking at that. Now, I thought about Republicans with government. It's like me committing a murder. Like, if I want to commit a murder, I would get the major or the police chief, someone in that area. I'd pull all the police from that area for that time. I would have all the street cameras, traffic cameras, the red light cameras, all that shit. I'd have it all turned off or altered in some way, like pointed up or something, I would have men go down there and destroy or alter all the surveillance cameras. Right. And I would probably have some big distraction go on like 5 blocks away or through like a bank robbery or something to, shift attention. Legitimately. Police could be like, yo, we was up there. We wasn't down there when this happened. That's how Republicans think with government. And so wanting to get Fauci fired, and now this was 3-4 months ago when we did that video, but it still is worth talking about that Republicans don't value science. They just don't. They don't value science. That's what this is about. They never did. This is what you get when you have an anti-intellectual society that does not value government preparing for emergencies. This is a society that does not have means for a short-term emergency, much less a worldwide pandemic. Really, coronavirus to me shows you America's not as great as you think. That America's a country you can get very rich in because of taxes and stuff, tax cuts. But that for the working class, no. America's not great. America's got a lot of problems and a lot of ills, a lot of problems. And it just reaffirmed that for me, that America is not great. Not for working class. Not for you and not for me. And you can see it in the way the rest of the world handled it. People, they talk about how America is free, and hey, you're free to starve. You're free to be homeless on the street. You're free to get kicked out of your apartment because of a pandemic that the president did nothing about for 2 months, and then call a Democrat hoax. That's what you're free to have. You're free to be homeless. I've said it before. There's plenty of free countries in the world, and I just realized, like, basically coronavirus was a slap in the face. This is a crossroads for me. Like, sometimes you think a certain way, but you're like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. And then something happens, it's like, no, that's what I am. Like, yo, you realize, like, any of us can die tomorrow, you know, like Michael Brooks. Any of us can go through hell in a heartbeat. Coronavirus, I've said it before, to me, will become endemic. This thing is not going away. You know, no one took this seriously from the beginning. Let's be honest, no one took this seriously from the beginning. No one did. You know that, and I know that. You know, and it's just, it's just, you're dealing with people who hate science, who hate reason, who hate logic. You know, it's hard to understand how conservatives think. It's a narcissism in it. It's a narcissism in it. Like, narcissists like to fight and argue. It's what they like that. They like cruelty. They like hurting people. You know. Peace out.